Outside of my clinical work, my main interest is in global cancer, and in particularly in improving access to and ensuring the safe delivery of radiotherapy in low and middle income countries. So one of my main research interests is in estimating the gap in terms of radiotherapy services in low and middle income countries, and also estimating the potential outcome benefits that could be achieved if this gap were met. And so I'm doing this research together with the Ingham Institute here in Liverpool, Australia. And also part of that research forms some of the methodology for the Global Task Force for Radiotherapy and Cancer Control's Lancet Commission paper, which was published last year. I'm also involved in advocacy work as part of my role in Global RT, which together with Dr. Daniel Rodan at UT-DRO, we run Global RT, which is an online advocacy platform which aims to bring attention to the issue of the lack of radiotherapy services in low and middle income countries. So in terms of my global cancer work, I'd always had an interest in sort of international development in low and middle income countries, really since my medical student days when I did some volunteering. I'd never quite worked out how I'd be able to integrate this interest with a career in oncology. So it wasn't until my time as a clinical research fellow at UT-DRO and at Princess Margaret Cancer Centre that I really started to get the idea and motivation for a career in global cancer. And this was because at that time Dr. Gospodarowicz was the president of the Union for International Cancer Control, and there was a summer lecture series on global cancer. And so every week there were inspiring speakers from across the globe who had dedicated a career to global cancer, and I then realised that there were a number of opportunities, and after speaking to many of these inspiring speakers, realised that potentially it was an area that I could also work in. So after returning back to Australia, even though I was on the other side of the world, there was still a number of ongoing research collaborations that were happening between where my department, so at Liverpool and Macarthur Cancer Centre, and the Ingham Institute, together with UT-DRO. My time at UT-DRO has also really had a huge impact on my career. When I was there as a fellow, I worked with a number of amazing mentors, clinical and research mentors, who not only have a very fulfilling clinical career, but also wear a number of different hats. And that also in particular included a lot of very inspiring women in cancer. And so that time really made me realise that there were a number of opportunities that I could have in my career, that really anything was possible, and I should continue striving to do the best I can in terms of for my patients, but also for the global community in terms of cancer. Prior to being a fellow at UT-DRO, I don't think I'd ever really done much bike riding, but after Professor Anthony Files sort of motivated me to do the Ride to Conquer Cancer, which was 200 kilometres. Since returning back to Australia, bike riding has been one of my main passions outside of oncology. Well, I had an amazing 2 years as a fellow at UT-DRO. It was certainly a career highlight for me, and it's a sentiment that's shared by a number of my Australian colleagues, and here at my department, actually the 6 of us who are ex-UT-DRO alumni. And I think our time at UT-DRO really comes out in terms of our clinical work, our research careers, and really it's had a real big impact in terms of my career. So I hope that the ongoing intake of Australian and New Zealand fellows at UT-DRO continues, because I think it really is a mutually beneficial partnership, and even when the fellows return back to our home country, I think these ongoing collaborations still continue for for life. As well as that, I hope that UT-DRO continues its big impact in terms of global cancer. I think that obviously PMCC and ODET are centres of excellence and have a lot to offer in terms of helping with training of departments in lower middle income countries. So I hope that potentially ongoing or new twinning partnerships could develop. And lastly, I hope that the dynamic environment, the enthusiasm and unwavering commitment to curing cancer in our lifetime continues at UT-DRO. So happy 25th anniversary, and thank you very much for everything.